Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Math 2204. I am your host, Mr. Moore, still broadcasting all the way from Happy Valley Goose Bay. Today, what we're going to do, we're going to look at systems of equations and matrices. The connection. Sounds like a good movie, eh? Now, I know it's first period, but you're going to need your books, pencils, paper, and your brains, alright? Get all your stuff if you need it. If you don't already have it, pause me. I got 15 minutes to get through this. There's a fair bit here. So let's see what we can do. Now, make sure you take your headphone out of your ear there, Nicholas, if you're there. Josh, don't forget your hat. If you do have it on, I'm sure you don't. Alright, let's get on to go. Now it's time to put our ideas together, ladies and gentlemen. We can solve SOEs by using systems of matrices. SOMS. Now I see, yes, Nick, I know there's an apostrophe. Oh my god, and there's another one. Alright, anyhow, I know it's wrong. Thanks. First, let's see how this process works. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we got a system of equations, alright? We can use matrices to solve these, makes life easy. Some old system of equations, x plus y equals 5, 3x minus y equals negative 1. Now, we need to write this system as a system of matrices. How do we do it? A couple of little ideas, they're pretty simple. Well, what do you have to do first? Keep the current color scheme. Fantastic. I love when that message comes up. First, we need to represent this as a matrix of numbers, okay? The first number that we look for, the first matrix, we're going to call it matrix A, is the coefficient matrix. The coefficient matrix for a system of equations is given by the coefficients in front of the variables in a given system, i.e., the numbers in front of the variables. So, you got 1x plus 1y, and you got 3x minus 1y. So, let's call the matrix coefficient matrix A. Note, write this stuff down. These are your notes. If you need to pause me, you can. Or need to rewind, you can. But you need to write this stuff down. Okay. So, the coefficient matrix A is given by this creature right here. A equals 1. A equals 1, 1, 3 minus 1. And you can see the coefficient here is 1. Coefficient here is 1. This is 3 down here. And this is minus 1 here. So you see the connection. Coefficient matrix given by the numbers in front of the variables. Easy. Now, note, make sure the variables are in order. Like if you got x then y, make sure it's x then y in the one down bottom. If not, it ain't going to jive. Okay? Now, coefficient matrix, simple idea. We need another matrix. Now, as it says right here, we need another matrix. Let's call it B. We're going to call this the constant matrix, okay? Since it is given by the number after the equal signs in a system of equations. Sorry, Nick, apostrophe. So, the constant matrix for the above is, what do you think? So, it's the numbers after the equal to signs. So what do you think B is going to be? You should be saying, sir, it's going to be 5 and negative 1. So you see right here, simple, comes after the equal to signs. This is pretty good, hey. Now, lastly, we need another matrix, all right? Why? Because up here in the original one, you see we got coefficients, right? Numbers in front of variables. We got something on the other side, the equal to signs, but we also got what left? Just look, what do we have left? We got an x and a y. Okay. Here's the last one. We need what I like to call a variable matrix. I don't know if that's the proper name, but that's what we're going to call it. We're going to call it the variable matrix. What is that? It's our variables we used in this system right here. Okay? So, what is the variable matrix going to be? It's just going to be simply x and y. Again, if I'm going too fast, rewind, pause, okay? Because I only got 15 minutes of time to put a video on YouTube. Now, boys and girlies, now that we have the variable matrix, the coefficient matrix, and the, what do I call that? Constant matrix, sure. Here's what we do. We know that we're going to say matrix A, which is the coefficient matrix down here, times our variable matrix xy has to equal the constant matrix right here. Now, why does this work? Because if you multiply these matrices out, you got 1 times x plus 1 times y equals 5. Well, boy, that just gives us the original equation up here. 1x plus 1y equals 5. Similarly, if we go 3 times x plus minus 1 times y equals negative 1, you get 3x minus 1y equals negative 1. So, this represents the original system. Easy? Hope so. Now, here is the penultimate question, boys and girlies. How do we solve this creature? Guess what? What do you think we do to solve this creature? Dun, da, da. Right on. Use graphing calculator. Don't try to solve this on your own, because you can't. I can't do it. Well, maybe you can. I don't know. Perhaps you can. Anyhow, let's see how this is done. Ready, set, boom. Use the graphing calculator. Make sure you write all this creature down. Now, here's a website address right here. If you go on this website, just watch. If you type this website in, you're going to get this creature here. Graphing calculator, matrices part 1. It tells you how to put matrices in a graphing calculator. If you need to visit this site, please pause my video. Okay, because it tells you how to put your matrices in and stuff. Pause this video and then go simply to this website here. Take a look, then come back to the video and start up from right here. Okay, if you need to know how to put them in. If not, give her. Okay, so let's solve. We're going to solve this system of matrices to help find the variables x and y that make it true. It's just another way to do it. This is very easy once you do it using your calculator. You'll never want to go back to the other system again. So you got your coefficient matrix times your variable matrix equals your constant matrix. Now, you'll notice here down the bottom, I need to get rid of this creature right here. I need to get rid of this coefficient matrix. How do I do it? I times it by its inverse, okay? Times it by its inverse, and the inverse is right here. But whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. And it's very important that you note this. Whatever you do, the order you do it in for matrices is whatever order you do it on one side, you do it in the same order on the next side. That is, you multiply by the inverse on the left here, you must multiply by the inverse on the left here. Do not do left here, then right over here. Remember, matrices multiplication is not commutative. It means that matrix A times matrix B, it will not always give matrix B times matrix A. Okay, so look, inverse on both sides. What happens here? Well, let me show you with an example. Say if we got 3x equals 6, we're dealing with whole numbers. If we go 3 to the minus 1 times 3, which is what we had, that's the inverse of this number, we equals 3 to the minus 1 here times 6. Whatever you do to one side, you do to the other. They cancel out the 3's. You got an x left. 3 to the minus 1 is really 6 over 3, which gives you 2. So you solve for this. This is the real number example. It works much the same for matrices, okay? So, when you multiply these creatures here, what's going to happen with these over here? The inverse times itself, you should be saying, sir, it cancels, okay? So what do you have? By all means, it cancels out right here. Then what are you left with? Well, you're just left with this one here, matrix A, the inverse of matrix A times matrix B. Now, here's how it should look in your calculator. You got A entered as 113 minus 1, which you should. B is this. Now, if you do B then A or C, D, or whatever, doesn't matter. As long as you get this step here right. This is the most important step right here. Your coefficient matrix A to the minus 1. How do you get this? Well, you type in, you go into your menu, you call up matrix A, and you hit that x to the minus 1 button. That's all you do. X to the minus 1 button. So you have A to the minus 1. Then right here in the middle you can put times, or you can leave it blank. Why? Because blank means times. But put times if you want. Times the constant matrix. Okay? So this right here in your calculator is doing this step. Remember, inverse matrix times itself will give you really nothing. Really, the matrix here is the identity 1001. We don't have to write it. It's like a 1. When you do this creature in your calculator, you get this right here. You get xy equals 1, 4. Therefore, x is 1 and y is 4. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Now, this process works the same for 3 equations, 3 unknowns as it do for 2 equations, 2 unknowns. Okay? So here we are at the end. Again, if you need to go up and write this stuff down, revisit this equation, again, you can. You see this example? As you see it, it has to be done this way. When you represent a system of equations as a system of matrices, it has to be written like this. Your multiplication stuff, you don't really necessarily have to know everything is going on, but you need to write it like this. Now, not this part. This is just showing you how to do it, okay? This is just showing you how the calculator should look when you're doing it. So, this step, this step, this step, this step, and of course, quantify your answers. That means you get full marks. Now, boys and girlies, here's your time to shine. Here's what I want you to do for the rest of the period. I want you to try and solve these yourself, okay, using the calculator. Exactly the same process as I did. Write the coefficient matrix, the variable matrix, and the constant matrix. Use multiplication. Go back and see how I did it. Okay, look through the example. If you want, these questions here came from this website down here. So you just click on this website actually. It looks like the other one, much the same. All this gives you is the same example I gave you. Goes on down, tells you a little bit about matrices and how to put them in, inverses and stuff. Shows you exactly what to do to get your answer. And here are those examples here. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. Gives you little hints if you're lost. Okay, for the last one, because that's a bit different, 3 by 3. Try them. See what you could do. Go to this website and put your answers in, by all means, to see if you can get them right. And go check your answers. Here are the questions, okay? So you'll have to write in this website to get this. But by all means, do these. Do them together and work on this for the rest of the period. If you're not done this, or if you're done this by the time the period is over, work on stuff from last day. If you're done all that, by all means, go over the stuff we've already done. Alright, Gators, that's it for now. Take her easy. Hopefully this lesson was helpful. Oh, no baby yet. Alright, take her easy, boys and girlies. Later, Gators.